What is up, every pony? This is Silver Eagle here with Ponyville Live, and we are at Fiesta Equestria in Houston, Texas. I'm joined by a special guest today. Two special guests, actually. We have small plushie Big Macintosh.
Yep.
And we're joined by the voice of small plushie Big Macintosh.
Hi!
Mr. Peter New.
Nice to meet you. Hello.
Mr. New.
Yes.
You are credited as the voice of like 50 things in My Little Pony.
Oh, not 50 in My Little Pony, maybe 50 overall.
Well, but a bunch.
Bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like all these characters.
Maybe 50 minus 40.
40. Okay. Maybe 10.
Minus 2.
Minus 2.
Yeah. So maybe 8.
Still.
But yeah.
A lot of roles.
A number of roles, yes.
Yeah,
It's a fairly significant number of roles.
Absolutely. But beyond that, you also have a long filmography.
I do.
Televisography.
Televisography and animography.
Animography and all kinds of things.
Photography.
Photography?
And blastopography.
Blastopography?
I don't know.
Okay.
I got nothing.
All right. So tell us then, what makes this role special to you?
Well, I mean, besides the fact that it's enormously popular, which is
I know, right?
Such a surprise and so thrilling, it holds a dear place in my heart because I really like the gag. You know, I love that you've got this sort of see all character who, you know, will sort of just watch everything. He's an observer, and I like that because I'm a bit like that too. I like to just kind of sit in the corner at parties, for instance, and I will watch before I get involved. And I love that he just kind of sums it up.
Simple yes or no answers.
Yep.
Nope.
And that's it. And I think that's my phone ringing. I'm going to turn off my ringer. I'm doing an interview. I'm going to just turn this off. Hang on. Oh, Vine.
Oh, it's Vine.
It's fine. Hang on. I'm going to watch this. No, I'm not. Back in my pocket.
Hold on real quick. I got to take this Vine.
Yes. Yeah. Hang on a second. Internet.
So, yeah, exactly. A man or a pony of a stallion of few words.
Yeah, and so I really like that joke. I like that gag, you know, that it's you know, he does that observing and then can be a punchline with one word and or, you know, or be tender with one word or be critical with one word. And I like that. I like that he
just in the tone,
just
the
in the
intonation
tone
of how he
then,
like, yeah.
Yeah, and just, you know, I love that, you know, one character is saying exactly what they know to be true, and he can just confirm it, you know. You just haven't seen this, and now you can. So, and I like that writing. And so he has a dear place in my heart for that, because anytime you get good writing, even if it's just a word can be really good writing, and in this case, it definitely is.
Yet another fine example, then, of how the show is sort of a product of excellence in several different fields,
absolutely,
all brought together.
Absolutely.
And, you know, that's what makes us such big fans.
Well, yeah, and that's why it's such a delight to work on, because you know, when you get the script, you know that you can trust it, and when you get into the studio, you know it's going to be properly recorded, and when you you say goodbye to it at the end of the session, you know it's going to be animated well, and this
you don't worry about any of that.
You don't worry about any of it. It's this total collaborative trust, and that is awesome and doesn't happen every time. So
yeah, that is excellent.
Yeah,
that is excellent. So now, in this community of voice actors in the group, especially in the group here in Fiesta, but really in the voice acting group with My Little Pony, as with the show itself, you are one of the few male characters.
Yeah, I mean, there are more and more, I think, as time goes on. But
sure, yeah. Between the villains.
Between the villains, yeah, I suppose. There was a time when I was the only good guy.
Yeah.
For a
protagonist,
while.
Yeah,
you're
the only
was the only pony that wasn't a villain and was male.
Right. Yeah.
But then I don't know if it was conscious or not, but I think they eventually just sort of started bringing Shining Armor and those other good guys in. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I'm so glad that there's a show. Someone was talking about this in one of the panels, that so often as guys you go into the recording studio and it's all guys and there's maybe one woman and she has next to nothing to say,
right,
or what she does have to say is pathetic, honestly. And so it's refreshing for me too, to be able to walk into a room and be the guy that has next to nothing to say in
this case, literally,
in a room full of women.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, to have next to nothing to say and to have that yet be popular, then
Right.
I mean, that
with a male audience.
with a male audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Is interesting and totally refreshing and awesome. So.
Yeah. So now you are a frequent convention goer, is that right?
Well, I guess at this point I am. My first convention was BronyCon last year, so it's only been in the last really 12 months that I've been going to conventions. This is only my 7th one, I think.
So goodness.
Yeah.
So now that you're a convention scene frequenter,
Yeah, I guess I'm an expert. Expert.
you're the subject matter expert. And we had some other people here who this is their first convention, or second convention, and this is so you come in and tell them,
That's
don't
right.
worry about it.
And I'm like that too. I'm like, listen here, Metzger. I know conventions. You stick close to me. Like that.
Don't worry about it.
I'm totally that guy.
I got that.
Not at all. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think they're pretty easy to navigate, conventions.
Yeah.
Pretty much what conventions are from my perspective is I get a piece of paper at the beginning of the day that tells me where I need to be and at what time.
Right.
And then I look at only what's next and then go to that thing. And then when that thing expires, I look at it again and go, okay, what's next?
Living in
now?
the moment.
And you
then.
just kind of move from thing to thing.
Just roll with it.
The downside of that is the days when you have a lot to do.
Right.
And you realize sort of at 5 o'clock in the afternoon that you still have 3 events to attend and you're already exhausted.
Right.
Because you have to be on. You have to give it every minute that you're up and here. And that is, that's fine. That's what you do. That's what I'm here to do. So that's okay. But you can really run into exhaustion problems.
Yeah.
Fairly easily if you don't watch yourself.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Now you guys have had a very packed schedule. Though,
yesterday was really, really busy for me. Today's fairly light, but that's nice. It's nice that actually. I'm glad they did that. I'm glad that
they give you a breather.
Yeah, I think some people had a lighter day yesterday, and today Marika wants me to wrap it up. She's like, "Stop talking, no, hurry it up. I gave up my spot for you. I'm more important anyway. I'm a griffin. What do you say? Just yup. I'm a bird. I'm a bird creature. That's in real life, not my character I play. I'm a real life bird creature."
That's terrible. She's
laughing.
Friend.
She is laughing.
That's your friend.
Yeah.
We don't talk about our griffin friends that way.
No, we tease.
So you guys do have a very colorful relationship in real life.
Yeah, we do.
It's hilarious.
And that's part of, we were talking about this too somewhere at this convention. We were talking about how voice actors relate to each other, and talk to each other. It's actually remarkably different from the way normal, everyday, regular people do. We can speak in nonsense voices to each other for hours at a stretch,
and hold a coherent discussion.
Well, yeah, in a way.
Semi.
I mean, we don't actually say anything. I don't think. We mostly just talk in silly voices and go, I can make a voice. Come with me, and then someone else will be like, I can too. And then you go, all right, well, that's the thing that we're doing now, and you kind of move off into that direction.
And it just kind of derails.
Yeah, it derails into. But what you're doing is actually collaborating in terms of developing voices with each other.
Right.
And it's just
you're refining your craft.
Exactly. That's all that is really, and it's just it's a way to make each other laugh, and it's a way to test yourself and each other, and that is a way to develop your skill.
Right. Yeah,
which is necessary.
It seems like that's a common theme within the voice acting community, is that you all work very collaboratively with each other. You're not sort of antagonistic against each other, like a race to the top type thing. It's just like
point to be. There's no point to be.
Yeah.
The industry will do all of that antagonism for you, right? Because ultimately
on your behalf, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Because basically all of us will go for all of the same jobs.
Right.
I mean, obviously not. Me and Marika are unlikely to go to the same audition because we have a very different voice. But I mean, I'll go to the same auditions as Sam and Trevor and Lee Tokar and Andrew Francis and all these people. And they'll get some, and I'll get some, and the other person will get some, and the industry is just going to make those decisions on our behalf. That's just going to say, well, today it's Andrew's turn, today it's Lee's turn, today it's Peter's turn.
Yeah.
And so there's no sense in getting worked up and bent out of shape about that,
right?
Because
yeah,
you're all just in there doing your best, and it's like you get to this point, I think, where you realize that the group that's coming into the audition, everybody is capable of doing the job. Everybody has a stellar version of the character,
right?
And
it's just whichever they prefer.
Yeah, they're sitting there and listening to it and going, well, do we like this flavor or that flavor? It's not like, someone is coming in and giving you pistachio ice cream when you've asked for vanilla, or cake when you've asked for ice cream.
Right.
Like everybody is giving you
vanilla,
different flavors of the
same kind of ice cream. Yeah.
And that, so you can't begrudge somebody for having it. There was there's a season 4 story that I can't tell you about where
well, there you go, setting it up.
Yeah, I'll tell you in the most general of terms.
Okay.
There was an audition that happened for a character that spoke in a certain way that I thought I was very good at, and I auditioned for it.
Sure.
And then happened to be in that session anyway for a different character, and the guy that got the part delivered the role, delivered it almost exactly the way that I gave in my audition, with just a titch more of something. Right? It was exactly the same voice and exactly the same choices, and I found it so fascinating. It was just this little boop difference,
but you understood it.
Oh yeah, totally. I was standing right next to him the whole session, and it was like I just was sitting there going, so that's what it was. That's the thing.
What it was. Yeah.
That's the thing. You just, and instead of going, I would rather just make the mental note that
next time.
Oh, okay, yeah. Next time they ask for that type of character, I just put that kind of
little spin on it,
that kind of quaver, that might be interesting, and
very interesting.
So at some point in a year or so, I'll be able to tell you what the heck I've been talking about. But I hope that was suitably specific and yet suitably
and
vague.
yet non-specific, right?
Utterly vague and specific at the same time.
Well, that's okay. I mean, we're all very excited. We don't want to spoil the fun for season 4.
Oh heck no! I do not believe in spoilers at all. I would never say anything to ruin. Every now and then, it's tough because it's easy to forget. Right? It's easy to forget that a whole series of things that the people around you don't know,
and forget what is disclosable and what isn't. Right?
I find that there are certain things that happen where you you find yourself saying a word, just a word that is meaningless to everybody, and you realize if I say the second word in this thought, that provides a context that is a spoiler.
Yep.
Right. Just that and. Enough is and so you have to be very careful. There's been once or twice where I've said like
almost slipped. Well, by itself.
Something that's slightly more specific than that. But it's fascinating how easy it is to slip. But I think we're all very careful, and we've all done a very good job of not actually spoiling anything.
Sure.
And it's more fun. It's way more fun to not spoil it.
For the fun, for us to be on the edge of our seats.
Absolutely.
On the show. Absolutely.
How would you have liked to have known that Darth was Luke's father before you saw it?
Yeah. Rosebud's the sled.
Yeah, exactly. How would you have liked to know that at the beginning? I can't understand how you would want to know ahead of time.
It's true. Yeah.
I don't understand. I know there are those of you who do want to know
skipping
ahead of
to the last pages of the book. I know I've done that a few times. But
sure, I guess.
I mean, yeah.
And I can respect it, obviously.
Sure,
if that's the way you want to be, but I just don't. I don't get it.
No fun
personally.
in it. Yeah. Now, we are very much looking forward to season 4.
Oh, good.
And it is good.
That's a relief.
We hope to see you, make a reprisal and to continue your roles.
Well, I'll say that I think you'll be pleased.
That's what everyone says.
Yeah.
And I don't doubt it for a moment. Everybody has said some of their most epic work hasn't hit the screen yet. They've said, I'm my most proud of things that you're about to see. And that's that kind of promotion.
Yeah,
that sells it.
Yeah.
So we're very excited about it.
I hope
so.
I hope that it lands the way that we hope that it will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of the work we did this season, and I guess that confirms that I'm in it.
Well,
so
yeah. We kind of figured, right?
Yeah, we kind of. That's a kind of figured.
Yeah,
I kind of figured.
Good to hear, though. Nonetheless, yeah. Peter New has more voices.
Peter New is playing
My Little Pony.
characters.
Is playing characters.
Character with the S's in brackets.
Oh, character.
Character
yes.
or possibly characters.
One or more.
One or more.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure. Do you have any questions?
Camera Pony?
No. Okay. No questions from the
No
camera
questions
pony.
from the camera.
All right.
That's okay.
All
That's
right.
all right.
Thank you very much. It was a
Thank
pleasure.
you. It's a pleasure. Peter New, ladies and gentlemen. This is Silver Eagle with Ponyville Live here at Fiesta Equestria.
Yep.